What's up guys, Tripwire here, and we're taking a look at Forza Horizon 3, which has pretty much just become my favourite racing game of all time. And you're probably wondering why? Well, this is the map. Oh, apparently Katana is your new sidekick for speech on Xbox One. I'm guessing it's picked up my microphone, because I'm using the Remote Play app. I do have this on PC as well, but the Xbox One version runs better. I mean, the PC version runs great, but occasionally it does crash. Not a lot, or not often, but often enough to make it... Might as well just play it on the Xbox. I mean, the graphics, there isn't a massive difference between the two. But yeah, this is the map, which is pretty frickin' big, as you can see. I mean, the objective is you come to Australia to start up a festival, which is this little thing here, which I've maxed out to level 5. I've done level 5 to the second festival up there, the third festival down here, and this one here is still level 1 because I've not been up in this corner very much. So yeah, that's basically it. Start up a festival, get loads of events and races going to show off the cars, and blah blah blah. You probably get the gist of the rest of it. Now luckily, you can actually filter out what you see on the screen, so the boring stuff you can remove, and there we have basically the races and events. So that's the map. Now, yeah, we're going to go into the festival itself now. That's my Ford Focus. I love Fords, I don't know why. I just love them. So this is the auto show where you can get new cars and DLC. Go to all. Now, if I remember correctly, there's about 350 cars in this game. So there's loads of Abarth, loads of Acura, loads of Alfa Romeo. So you can go via car, or you can just skip ahead completely. And as you can see, I've got the DLC, Blizzard Mountain and Hot Wheels, so I've got access to all of these, which is quite fun. I haven't tried any of them yet, but I can imagine it being quite fun when I get to it, because the DLC looks incredible. We've got Jaguar. Has it got my favourite? It has! That was one of the cover cars for the Need for Speed 2 from back in like early, I think late 90s. I used to love that car when that Need for Speed 2 came out. That was a long time ago. I think it was literally the second Need for Speed game, so still quite a new franchise. We've got Lamborghinis. There's just so many cars. I mean, I'll show you my favourites of what I've actually got in my garage rather than just show you everything I've got, because I've got about 70 odd. So I've got my Ford... Oh, go back to the start. So we've got my buggy, my Impala because Supernatural, Corvette because Agent Coulson from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No idea why that's in my favourites, maybe because of the skills boost on it. The Dodge Charger, which Dom used in Fast and Furious. I won that on a spin. Each time you level up you get like a little spin thing that goes round and it will stop randomly on something, whatever it is you get it, whether it's credits or a car. Got my Ford Fiesta, my Ford Raptor and my Focus, my Ford GT. Now that was my favourite car, period. Until I found another one in this game which I love even more, which I'll show you in a second. I'll get to it. It's in my favourites. So these are just some of my favourite cars, most of which are all-wheel drive, because I hate rear wheel and front wheel just isn't as good. I've got my little Metro, I've got a Mini. I had to have a Mini, especially with the Union Jack on the top, had to be done. I've got my Lancer, a Skyline, my GTR, I love that car. I've got my Firebird Trans Am because of Smokey and the Bandit. My favourite car, my Subaru, a Celica and a Hilux Arctic truck. But we're going to get into my favourite one in a minute, and then we'll do a race. So it's currently in the highest class possible, S2. As you can see in the... well, you can't see it, it's just below my face. But just next to where it says the class, which is 969, is a 2014 Porsche 918 Spyder. I'm currently rank 66. or level 66. I've played it quite a lot, as you can see by all the events. I mean, when you first start the game, the map is pretty much bare. And each time you level up, you get more things added. Right, so let's take a look at my car. So it's got black on one part, gold on the other, and then black underneath. Now this paint job I got from somebody else, because you can... Hello? You can download paint jobs for cars. I freaking love this. Now, a lot of people prefer driving in this view, but it's not exactly very realistic, is it? Ooh. So I think we're going to head up here. But yeah, I prefer this view. I get a better feel for the corners. That's nowhere near going to be good enough. But luckily I've already 3-starred it. Yeah, a friend of mine has already got the highest speed out of my friends list, so I'm going to have to try and beat that at some point, but I need a faster car. This doesn't go fast enough. Well, it does, but it takes too long. What was I going to do? Pick an event. Circuit race? Holy crap, that's the one that goes around the entire map. So that is a very long race. Won't be doing that one. That one's quite short. Street race, that'll do. Simple one. So I have to turn around. Well, I currently have the radio turned off because of the copyright. There are quite a few songs. I'm going to flick through very quickly.
You have arrived at your destination.
Thank you. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Right, so we've got Pulse, which is music like this. We've got Bass Arena, Block Party, Vagrant, which is sort of like rock and metal. We've got If It Will Show Up, Epitaph, which is punk, mainly punk and rock. Hospital, which is sort of chill out dance music, and then Future Classic, which is, don't know really what to describe this as, and then Classic, and then Groove Music if you choose to have your subscription service running. I don't use that, I use Spotify, which unfortunately is only built into PS4, not Xbox. This is a shame because I love Spotify. I've got it on my phone, I've got it on my tablet. There's just so much choice. This isn't me promoting it, they don't sponsor me or anything, I love Spotify. It's a great program. But yes, on with the racing. Street Race Cold Cliff Drag. Some nice cars. Let's have a look at the lineup. So we've got a Ford GT Le Mans. Jesus Christ. LaFerrari. Oh god, that's quite a high class one. Aventador, Centenario. 2017 Ford GT, the one I mentioned earlier, which I quite liked until I got my Porsche. So my Porsche is not the most powerful one there then. Let's just see how well I do. I've done it before and I've got first place, but I don't know what I was using at the time. But yeah, the way the races work in this, I've noticed, is whatever you're using, the starting grid will be sort of fair comparison class-wise. So if you've got a class S2, you'll be up against other class S2s. So that way it's not too easy. So you can't choose a Porsche to race against loads of minis, for example. Oh god, this is fast. I mean, I did a Racial G the other day, and that was fast, but this is different. This is a, like, realistic type shit. And you're mine. Don't know what that was. Checkpoint. I don't know how long this sprint is. Shit, get out of the way. I'm not even halfway across this sprint. This game is just amazing. I mean, there's so much to do. The graphics are great, whether you play on Xbox or PC. Because I'm not a PC master race person. I think that phrase is freaking stupid. You should game on what you're happy gaming on. I mean, some people can't afford PCs, so consoles are the best option for them. Some people like just turning on the machine and loading up the game, which again, consoles, shit. Feck, screw it. I'm not settling for that. I was distracted by talking. Now I'll try and avoid using this feature as much as possible because the online multiplayer doesn't have it, because that would be impossible to sort of set up. I mean, how do you use a rewind function when there's other players involved? You can't really. So I tend to try and avoid using it unless something seriously bad happens that was either my fault for not paying attention or I get distracted. For example, me talking to you now is quite a distraction. It's quite hard to race really well and talk at the same time. I expect most online racers, when they're racing online, are just silent and focusing. But I've only ever played online against friends, so I don't know what other online players are like. But I've nearly finished this. I'm only going to do the one race just to show you guys what it's like. Oh, nearly caught him. Well, I clipped him. That could have been much worse. And finish. That's what happens when you've got one of the fastest cars in the game. I wouldn't say it's the fastest, but it's one of them. I mean, I beat... Wow, the LaFerrari was down in 6th. I'm guessing it's going down by driver, sort of AI driver skill as well. They're all probably going to be different. But yeah, I freaking love this game. I mean, the handling, the graphics, the map, the sheer number of events you have to do. Rewards. I'm nearly level 68. Awesome. Oh, here we go. This is the spin I was talking about. I could win a Lamborghini. And my luck, I won't. That'll do. I can settle for that. But I think that spinning thing is how I got this Porsche Spyder. And I say Porsche because that's how I say it. Some say Porsche. I ain't fussed. But yeah. I mean, on this, you've got your social tab, you've got Blizzard Mountain, which I've unlocked it, but I've not travelled to it to sort of unlock it on the menu yet. Same with Hot Wheels, I can go to them on the map to play them, I just haven't got them on here yet. You've got clubs which you can join, which I haven't bothered with. You can steal your cars, you can go to an auto show, which is where you buy new ones. You've got rivals, community for paint jobs and tuning setups, progress. In the wheel spin, you can actually buy 70,000 for a spin. No. I currently got 8 skills to unlock, or 8 skill points to spend. So I'm going to wait, I think, on that. Then you've got the marketplace to buy your DLC stuff. But yeah, the map, when you first start... There we go. So this is essentially what the map starts off like. Except... Where is it? There we go. For that down there. You start off with an indicator to go there, saying level 1. Drive to it and set it up. Then after a while you unlock, say, like 4 or 5 events around here. And you open a new festival site here. Where you get about 4 or 5 events. And you get a chance to level up your festival when you've leveled up a certain amount, or you've reached a certain amount of fans. You can level up to level 2, which gives you like maybe another 5-10 events in this area. Then you can level up this one to level 2 after you get more fans to get another 5-10 events, and so on until you reach the ridiculousness, which is all of this. Now all those grey ones, as I think I said already, are ones I've completed. I mean, this one, the showcase is probably the most fun. In this one, you race against a helicopter carrying a jeep. You've got... that's a midnight battle, not a showcase. You've got this one, where you race a blimp. You've got this one where you race speedboats. You've got one where you race a train, which is there. It's just, some of the events are nuts. You know, I want to unlock some more of these street races if I can at some point. But yes, I'm currently in the middle of a championship, which is just basically multiple events in one. So yeah, this is Forza Horizon 3. I think I might do one more race. Let's have a look. It's just difficult trying to find one I've already done. That'll do. Now, one of the things I like is once you've set a destination, if you really can't be asked to drive there, you can fast travel. And here we are in festival number 2. Okay, so let's make our way to the event. Right, so it's going to be a left up here, but not a very sharp one.
In 400 yards, you will
Unless you're driving a Porsche. Fuck. And if me saying Porsche is annoying you, tough shit, that's how I've always said it.
You have arrived at your destination.
There we go. Exhibition. I've not done very many rivals races. And I think I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to go for... Hot hatch. Create blueprint. I'm going to go for my Ford Fiesta, because I do love me Fords. I think out of Ford Fiesta and Ford Focus... Oh, sorry, Ford Focus is what I meant. I've chosen the Ford Focus. But I do love the Ford Fiestas as well. The newer models, not the old ones. And driver tires have synced. That's just basically getting the AI drivers synced into the race. Because while you're driving around the map, there are AI drivers driving around, which you can challenge or join a convoy with. Some of which will have the names of your friends' gamer tags. Right, here we go. See, I can't stand that it doesn't have a 3, 2, 1, go, or any sort of preparation. It's just go. And apparently I'm already in 4th place. How, I have no idea. Oh, you little shit. I ain't standing for that. Whoa, don't you spin out on me, or a Ford Focus. I don't know why I keep saying Fiesta. And I suppose they both begin with F. Now, I've chosen a race that I've already completed because I'm not too... That way I don't have to worry about coming first or second or third. I could just race to show you guys how awesome this is. And what I might do is just stick it in this view for a moment. And I usually play racing games with this view if they're more arcade than sim. For example, Burnout. Burnout, I tend to stick with this view. Quite often though I do switch back into interior view just because I like the experience of first person driving. And these guys are right up my arse, so if I make one mistake, it's over. Like that, perhaps. Oh, that could have gone so much more worse than it did. And that wasn't even a very good structured sentence. That could have been so much more worse than it was. That's closer to what it should have been, I think. Come on, little Fiat. Focus. God damn it. It's not a... I should know it isn't my Fiesta, because my Fiesta's got the Monster branded rally design on it. Whereas this is just blue flames. Oh, getting a nice bit of a gap between them now. Ooh. crap. That didn't go very well. Whoever did that. And they're still up my arse. The AI in this is very, very good. I mean, they're quite violent, and they'll try and ram you off the road. Quite often, in fact. But they're quite fun to play against. I mean, I've already finished the main, I suppose you could say, campaign for this. So I've done all the showcase events, which is the stuff against the blimps, the speedboats, the train. That's basically the festival career over. But I've still got all the other events to do as well on top of that, so it's going to take me a long time to finish everything, which I like. It's got a lot of replayability. That wasn't too bad. As you can see, there's lots of different designs of cars. You can customize them quite well. But yeah, this is Forza Horizon 3. Oh, so close. It's only halfway, but think I'm like halfway between 13 million and 14. I've got another million and a bit to go. It just isn't much at this point in the game. And back in we go. But yeah, I'm going to cut the video here. Not sure why the windscreen wipers are going, as it's not raining. Oh wait. It's just starting. Australia, and it's still rainy. I can't get away from the rain. Although at the moment outside it is quite nice weather. But yeah, this is Forza Horizon 3. So if you guys like the look of this, I highly recommend checking it out. It's absolutely amazing. It has a lot of similarities with The Crew, but more offline focused. Because The Crew, whenever you play it, you're playing with other people on the map. I think that you can choose to play online or you can choose to play offline. This one, you've got the same. You can choose to play online with other people driving around the map, or you can play offline or with your friends in free roam or co-op campaign. There's a lot to do. I find this one to be a lot better than The Crew because although The Crew's got a bigger map and the Crew doesn't have as many cars. It's not as colourful. It's very dark and dingy on The Crew. Excuse you. For some reason the game is glitched. I can't actually stop it from turning. My controller is no longer responding. What the hell? Well, I'm going to cut the video here. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think of Forza Horizon 3. I highly recommend it if you've got an Xbox or a PC with Windows 10. It is available on both, either digitally, where you can buy it across platform. So I bought the digital code for it, which gave me both versions, and I can just transfer my saves across each as I play, which is great. Or you can buy the disc-based version for Xbox, or you can not buy it at all, whichever you prefer. But yeah, this game is amazing. Probably my favourite racing game, period. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.